What's up? What's up? Hello orchid fans, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. I've got a big job to do. I am a little bit sick as well, so you might hear it in my voice. If it sounds too bad, I'll maybe do a voiceover if I have to. But I've got a big orchid here, and this is my Oncidium Sharry Baby that I got about a month ago maybe, or a couple months ago. And as you can hopefully see, the spike is pretty much done now, so there is just a couple blooms left. So I'll take the spike off and we can get this plant repotted. So we'll see what we've got in here, because I haven't looked really very closely in the pot of what's going on in there, because it's this plant is actually quite big, quite vigorous, and it's basically full of growths, so I can't really see what's happening in the pot without really kind of, you know, lifting the plant up out of the pot. So I'll get the spike cut to begin with, just so it doesn't get in the way and I don't then break anything else. So let's try and get this out of here. Oh, that was tough. So yeah, as you can see, we've got still a couple blooms at the base, but yeah, it's pretty much all bloomed out. But that spike was amazing. It was so big and it had so many blooms, and I was so happy that it didn't actually drop its blooms as well, you know, when I got the plant, because it was it had all these buds, so I thought it might blast, but they didn't, which is very nice, amazing. So let's try and get this out and see how many plants have we got in here, because I am suspicious it's not just one. So let's see what we've got. When the plant came in, oh my goodness, look at all these roots. It's pretty much just a huge root ball. There is barely any media in here. You'll probably remember I had a lot of roots here. These were the aerial roots. I think they probably all dried up and pretty much died. I don't have a lot of humidity in the air in my room, so it's, you know, I can't really sustain aerial roots. Although I have to say my Phalaenopsis is growing really nice aerial roots all the time. So yeah, let's see what we can do here. So I can already see that this part is flopping around separately from the rest. So let's see if we can gently pull it off. I think there is just so many roots from both of these pieces that they don't really want to separate themselves. But I can see very nice root tips here in the middle. So the plant is definitely in an active root growth right now. So it's perfect timing to move the plant into a different media. And you probably can see in the background I've got leca sitting, waiting. So I'm still not 100% made up my mind if I'm gonna move it into leca, but it's very likely I'll do it. Found a mushroom in the middle of the pot. There are some pseudobulbs here. They are so tiny and they're actually liquidy as well, so I need to be super careful with them. I think that they've just been buried, the seedling bulbs, so I'm gonna have to take them off before they release their juice. all over the roots. So you can see my plant is just going in all kinds of directions. I can see, I think there is at least 3 in here. So I really want to kind of try and separate them out. It's very likely that they're all gonna go in the same pot. I don't want to have multiple pots of Sharry Babies. So I just want to be extra careful. I don't want to just tear all these roots apart. Especially when it's got new roots coming as well, so I don't want to really be damaging them. But this media here, you can see it's there is not much bark in here. There is a little bit of bark, but the rest is just looks like dirt. So I mean, this orchid will be used to quite water retentive media, I think. There is some moss in here as well. So, and Oncidiums are actually quite, you know, they love moisture. They want to pretty much have a constant supply of water. So, and although they have the pseudobulbs, so if they don't have enough water, they can kind of draw the moisture out of the pseudobulbs and kind of keep themselves going. But if you see that your pseudobulbs are trying, you know, starting to kind of shrivel up, then definitely give them some water. I was a bit nervous kind of watering this plant because I didn't know what it's sitting in exactly. So I'm just gonna try and go slowly, root by root almost, and just try and untangle them because there is just so many roots and they're all tangled up. Okay, so got one piece separated. So there is still moss in here, but look at this teeny tiny pseudobulb here. So it's, you know, these plants have been grown from seedling. So yeah, let's what I'm trying to do is just clean it up, you know, see what else is in there. I really want to kind of get all this media off. I think these smaller pseudobulbs, I think I'm gonna take these 2 off, for example, and then leave it with this pseudobulb, which is quite nice and plump with 1 leaf left. And then this huge pseudobulb, which I think is that the one that bloomed. I'll put this aside. Okay, and then this next piece here. So again, I can feel it wobbling kind of separately, so there must be more than 1 plant in here. The question is how many? Is it just 2 or is there 3? Because it feels like maybe this is a separate piece altogether. The roots are tangled up so much though that it's quite difficult to separate it, but I want to separate this as well because it's got those small pseudobulbs somewhere here in the middle, and I really want to get rid of those without that's them done. I think that was the ones because they seemed quite gooey, and these pseudobulbs can go, oh, they pretty much just fell off themselves. Let's see, because there is something funny going on here as well. I'm trying to understand. So let's see if we can get this piece off from the rest. I'm actually not very interested to know which part actually bloomed, so I'll try and find the spike where I cut it. So this is another piece. So this is quite small. But it's got the new roots just starting. So that's good. So this one is gonna do well in leca, I think, because these new roots will go straight into leca. So even if the older roots don't make it, it's gonna have new roots just on the way. So yeah, I think it's actually gonna grow to be a pretty good plant, but I doubt it's gonna bloom next year though, because it just seems to be a bit too young for that. And then let's have a look what we've got here. So I think this is also still 2 pieces because this is a new growth. So is that the one that bloomed? No. No, that's not the one. So which one did actually bloom? So was that the first piece but I couldn't find the spike? I'll go have a look again. I'm not too sure if these are actually separate pieces or if it's maybe just got 2 directions of growth. It does look like separate pieces to me though, but maybe it's just got a long rhizome. Because you can see here, hopefully, there is a rhizome here, I think, and it is going from one piece to the other. That's what it looks like to me. So maybe it is the same piece. It's just kind of pushed the rhizome out, and then this is a new growth as well, I think, because it's got all these nice roots just starting as well. Well, I'm saying starting, I mean they are pretty long now, but they are still all active roots, so they should grow well into the new media. So I'll just clean it all up. I think I'm gonna get rid of this small pseudobulb. It's just flopping about. It's not really well attached to the plant anyway. But yeah, to me this plant looks like it is maybe just one, but it's just got a long rhizome and then 2 directions of growth. So this is a new growth, and then this is a new growth as well, which is a bit kind of less established, but it's just started pushing out roots as well. So it should hopefully do well if I don't tear the roots off with these sheaths. Okay, I think I'll take it to the tap and get them all washed. So let's try and find that spike. Where did it go? So it's definitely not on this piece. So you sit here. Now I can't think it could be on this piece because there is just not enough growths and not big enough growths to bloom. So it must be this other piece. So if that's a piece that bloomed, I can't give this piece to anybody because then I won't have a blooming Sharry Baby. Oh yeah, that's it there. So that's the spike cut on this, on the biggest pseudobulb. So yeah, I'm definitely keeping this piece. I really want a blooming size Sharry Baby. So I think we're gonna put all those 3 pieces somehow together. This is gonna be a challenge though, but we'll see what we can do. I'll wash them first. I've got some pots, so we'll see which one we can use to pot them up. Okay, I've got my Oncidium Sharry Baby all washed, and you know, after I started washing, these roots are actually turning green, so I think they are actually viable. So I'll still put them in the pot, and you know, once this root system reactivates, it will push out a lot of branches from the existing root system, and one of the pieces is already doing that, so I know it's gonna be doing it. Sorry for that noise if you heard it. So I think I'm actually gonna put all 3 pieces in one pot because this plant is so tall, and my shelves, you know, they're quite small, so I won't be able to put it on the shelves, and I was keeping this plant on the floor already, so I'm gonna have to just put it on the floor. But I don't want to have 2 pots on the floor, you know, I'd rather just have them 1. So I've got a choice here of 13 centimeter pot and 15 centimeter pot. So I think I'm gonna put it in the 15 centimeters because, you know, it's all 3 pieces gonna go into 1 pot, and it's already, you know, there is so many roots already. So it was previously sitting in a 12 centimeter pot, so it will be, you know, quite an upgrade. So because I'm using leca, I'll put the microfiber through as well so it can wick the water. And this microfiber is actually quite small, so it's not gonna go up very high. So I think what I'll do is I'll just use this microfiber to kind of take it around like that, and I'll just put it on the edges like that so it can kind of keep itself up. Sorry, the plane is now going as well, so loads of noises. Yeah, and then as I kind of keep potting it up, I'll just fold these pieces just around the pot before I put the top layer of leca, and that way I'll just have microfiber kind of going through the pot all the way. So let's see if we can position those plants so that they all have enough space to push out those new growths. So I am thinking to just put the oldest pieces kind of in the middle of the pot so that the new growths are outside, and then put the whole plant in the middle. The amount of roots is gonna make it difficult for me to try and kind of get the leca inside that root ball, so that's gonna be a challenge as well. So let's see if maybe this other piece is actually like really long, and it's got two directions of growth, so I don't know how to actually put them together. So that and that could go like that. So I'm gonna have a new growth here and then a new growth next to it, and then another new growth on the other side of it. So that kind of leaves this back side. Oh, I actually just noticed another new growth. It's so tiny, but it's already there. So let me take you in. So this new growth here that is quite well established already, it's actually got a new growth right there. Can you see it kind of hiding? So if I move that a bit, you can see a small new growth just starting. So okay, so we're gonna have a new growth here. So let's see how we want to position this. So and then I have this other piece. So it's got a new growth here. So if I put it there, so that kind of might be okay. And I would really like all these roots to kind of go down into the media rather than go upwards. This is gonna be a challenge, you guys. All these three pieces, they're so strange, like strangely shaped. But maybe something like that. That should be okay. But look at that root mass. I mean, how am I gonna put leca in there? I might actually need to cut some of these roots away. But yeah, you can see there is so much branching on here. Oh my goodness, that motorcycle is just not gonna go away. You can see there is so many branches. You can see all these little white branches, you know. So it is going to kind of reactivate itself and grow more branches. Well, I guess let's just see what we can do. So I'll put this pot here. So I will use large leca to begin with. So I will fill the pot just a little bit. And then because these roots are quite long, so I'm gonna have to try and position all these roots in the pot. And then I will just keep filling up. I think I'll just use large leca mainly. And then the top layer will be small leca. So let's see if I can kind of put some leca in there. So I won't put much because as I say, there is just so many roots. I wonder if I could actually feed this microfiber through maybe here somewhere, because otherwise it's just gonna go right down into the pot when I try to put the plant down. Maybe that will kind of keep it up. Okay, so I think I'm just gonna do it with my hands because it is just, I'll just have to try and squeeze the leca in between those roots. Okay, I think it's probably done. I'm not entirely happy with this, I have to say. It feels quite floppy. This piece especially is just so floppy. And I don't know if I can push more leca in there to kind of stabilize it a little bit more. But yeah, it doesn't feel like it's gonna have much space to grow, so it's gonna have to be repotted probably pretty soon. I think once these groves establish, and once I can see, you know, where the next groves are coming from, then we might actually go back into the pot and sort it out. But I'm thinking what I should maybe do is take this zip and maybe see if I can kind of like put it round to kind of, you know, like secure this floppy bit here. So if I maybe put it around those bigger pseudobulbs and then hug this piece, hopefully because this piece is just so wobbly, that will kind of stabilize it a little bit. I really don't want to kind of squish the roots that are just right there. So let me put it in the pot in here, and I can take you in a bit closer. Hopefully you'll be able to see. So you can see there is roots here. So that's the roots I want to kind of protect, and see if that would, there is a lot of new roots here as well. So yeah, hopefully that will stabilize it a little bit, and we'll make it a happy plant. So yeah, it's absolutely huge. I mean, I don't know how it was actually, how it fit in that 12 centimeter pot, because I can barely fit it in a 15 centimeter pot. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see how it does, see if it likes it here or how it's gonna react to all this transition. And yeah, I'll keep you guys updated with the progress. And you know, in a couple months time I can do a separate video to talk about Sharry Baby. We can have a look at it, see how it did, see if it's, you know, looking okay or if it's dying, and yeah, we'll take it from there. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.